All right, I think we've let it go long enough. It's 11 after. We have the call at 7:30. So let's get this thing started. For those, I know there are quite a number of you out there that I have know personally or have interacted with during the primary, or maybe you've just gotten an email from me. But my name is Misha Nadel. I've been helping to organize the volunteer efforts here in Palm Beach County. So a little bit about the program. We'll just have a little bit of get you guys fired up in a second. We are going to make sure as many of you as possible are signed up to volunteer, since that's one of the primary reasons that we're here. Then, perhaps most importantly, and it was actually kind of dumb luck, we planned this before they scheduled the call, and then it turned out they scheduled the call in the middle of our huge rally. So we are going to dial into the statewide Gillum campaign volunteer call, which should be really cool. You don't have to this minute, but if you know, for those people a little further around the back, maybe start making your way a little closer. But if you're comfortable where you are, that's fine. I do want to thank a few people who have been instrumental to the volunteer efforts in Palm Beach County in general. In particular, for tonight, that I didn't actually even come up with this idea. It was really the brainchild of Tom Conboy over there. Tom. And Tom, along with Hillary Keys, who has been slaving away selling the T-shirts over there. Really, you know, the three of us Tom's idea, but the three of us thought it would be a good idea to have a small group get together to make sure no one forgot that the general was coming up. And then all of a sudden we had 350 people on Facebook. I think some of them are still walking up the driveway, but the level of enthusiasm that we got for this has been just incredible. The fact that that 2,000 people took the time to even bother to click going or interested on Facebook was out of this world. The campaign has noticed, other volunteer groups have noticed. It's awesome, and that thanks goes out to all of you guys. So it's just incredible to see how many people are fired up about Andrew Gillum and the general. But thanks to Tom and Hillary for helping. Before I forget. Also, as we very rapidly outgrew the small spaces we were going to use in Lake Worth, we had to find a bigger space, and we did. And I want to thank Johnny Hernandez and all of Local 3112 right here for hosting us, and also helping a lot. They have been helping out with the setup, with, getting things ready, helping out in the parking lot. So we wouldn't be here if not for them. So thank you guys so much. Also, a special shout out to, I don't believe she's here. Is Megan here? Megan Bell? She's not here. She's not. But Megan and Cheryl. Cheryl, where are you? Cheryl Harris. Megan and Cheryl, I guess this is almost 3 months ago, probably 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago, decided that, they hadn't really set up the campaign yet in Palm Beach County, and we just said, we need to do this. And the three of us kind of banded together and went to the campaign and said, give us resources and let's do this. And we just started organizing volunteers in Palm Beach County, something that Hillary and Tom had already been doing with phone banks at the Left Of Center. And all of us together just made the volunteer network happen. So a big shout out as well to Cheryl and Megan, who's not here. Also, where's Andy Torres? Andy, where are you? Andy has been manning the phone banks at Left Of Center regularly as well, so he's been a big help. Andy's back there. And definitely not last or least, and unfortunately we also scheduled this the same night as one of their North County meetings, but if you're in Moms Demand Action, please raise your hand. You guys have been absolutely amazing for the campaign. Thanks to each and every one of you. Honestly, it has been absolutely fantastic. But most importantly, I want to thank every single person who's in this room and who volunteered for the campaign, whether it was a phone call, a hustle text, walking, talking to people. So give yourself a round of applause and give applause to every single person who volunteered for this campaign. So, the big reason to come here is, to get everyone fired up. So quick show of hands, who genuinely thought Andrew was going to win on Tuesday? That's pretty good. Okay. Now, who genuinely believes he's going to win on November 6th? That's right. And it's stuff like this that's going to make that happen. Everyone who believed that he could win, and even believed that he had a chance to win, and who went out and talked to people, and and told them what it meant to them that he was running and why they thought that he was the right candidate. That's how he won. That enthusiasm, that belief, and also, of course, the fact that he's just an awesome candidate. But it took people like us who believed that he could win despite the polls and the money and all the naysayers and the Tampa Bay Times. That's what it took then, and that's what it's going to take between now and November, because there are still people out there saying, can he win in Florida? Can he do this? And we know that he can. So, I don't want to stand up here and talk too much longer. You don't really want to listen to me anyway. So we have, I guess it would be something like a little game. Tom, do you want to come up and do this? So, again, one of the biggest reasons for being here tonight, in addition to celebrating the success last Tuesday, is of course to get everyone ready to volunteer for November. So Tom has a little activity for us.
Good evening! Misha, can you get your computer going again?
Sure, I'm not forgetting.
So I want to say how extremely thrilled I am about this amazing turnout. This is incredible. The energy that's in this room, what's it going to do? Win! What's it going to do? Win! And how do we do that? Vote! That's not just vote. What are you guys? That's right. We are going to get out there. We're going to knock on doors. We're going to make phone calls. We're going to do the texting, right? We're going to talk to our friends. We're going to talk to our family. And we're not going to leave one voter unturned. How did Andrew do so well this last time?
Because he rocks.
He rocks, but he turned out big time. We had 1.5 million Democrats turn out in this last primary. Andrew turned out more Democrats in that primary than any other candidate. We are going to turn out more Democrats this November, and we're going to take this state back for the first time in 20-something years. Now, one thing it's not just Andrew, right? If we don't give Andrew a team that he can work with, if we put him in the governor's office, and we forget about the cabinet, because let me tell you something. The cabinet, which is the CFO, it's the Ag and Consumer Affairs, it's Attorney General, okay? And if we give Andrew a cabinet that will work with him, guess what he can do? He can change the state and bring us what we need, which we haven't seen since Childs. Right? So we can turn this around. So don't, and Nelson, we want our senator, keep her our senator. So how many of you guys have been able to fill out the volunteer form online? Raise your hand. Okay, so what we want to do is, if you didn't fill out the form yet, can you raise your hand? Okay, so what we would like to do is get everybody that wants to fill out the form. There's a bit.ly/Gillum vol FL, and you've got to get it right as far as, let me see if I can stand out of the way. Oh, I'm fine. So Gillum has to be spelled with a G, VOLFL, right? And the capital G, the capital V, the capital F, and the L need to be there. So what I would like is anybody that has not been able to fill out the form, we have some computers in the back, and there's a lot of people with cell phones. How many people have a cell phone and could help somebody fill it out that can't fill it out? So if you can help somebody, raise your hand. And if you're one of the people that would like to fill it out, go to somebody that has a raised hand, that has a cell phone. Who could do that? So if you've got a raised hand, all of these people with raised hands can help you fill it out right now. And then we'll have everybody on the list. Right? All right. So, and you know what? Everybody else, introduce yourself to somebody. Well, actually, let me tell you something about whenever you're knocking on doors, whenever you are calling people on the phone, one of the most important things that you do first after you say that, hey, my name is Tom Conboy and I'm a volunteer with the Andrew Gillum campaign, is you want to connect with that individual, right? And you might connect by saying, hey, Noah, I really like your jacket. It matches you really nice.
Thanks, Tom.
And where did you get it?
Macy's.
Really? I love Macy's.
Me too.
You know, and so genuinely, if I really hated his jacket, I shouldn't tell him I like your jacket, but I do like his jacket. So then he genuinely knows I'm connecting with him. And then at that point in time, do you know anything about Andrew Gillum?
I do.
Really? What do you know, Noah?
I know that Andrew Gillum is going to be the next governor of the state of Florida.
How do you know that?
Because we're going to turn out the vote, and all of you are going to be a part of this. This is a people-powered campaign.
Woohoo! Noah, can I count on you to vote for Andrew in November?
Absolutely.
See, that's how it's done. Now, it was a little bit easy for me. But I'd like everybody, while we're still signing people up on the forums, is anybody that wants to sign up not hooked up with somebody to sign up with right now? Because we've got 10 computers in the back too there. But right now I'd like everybody for the next 5 minutes, go and meet somebody that you don't know, right? And I want you to connect with them. Kind of the same way, because this is practice for when you're talking to somebody that you've never met, okay? Come on back over this way, guys. All right, let me give a round of applause for everybody that connected. Woo! All right, how did that feel to connect with some people you didn't know? How was that? How many of you guys met somebody new? All right. Here. Let me get y'all's attention. All right. Ramona over here reminded me that there's something else that's really important in this election, right? And that's those $20.18 donations, right? Because those small donor donations, when you've got a people-powered campaign, look at the energy in this room. They make a difference, right? So the best way to do the donations, we don't have envelopes tonight, but the andrewgillum.com website, you can go on and you can make a donation of $20.18 or more. But if you enjoyed the evening, if you want Andrew to win, make sure you get that point too, and you spread that around, because the small dollar donations are really what can prove and move a candidate like this. So we've got a cheer right now, and all right, so Noah's going to give us a cheer. Come on up, Noah.
I'm not going to.
Okay, Noah's not going to come up. What's up, Palm Beach County?
So before we hop on this call, my name is Noah, as Tom said, and I've had the pleasure of being a political assistant here with the campaign. I've been traveling all up and down this great state, and let me tell you what, Palm Beach County knows how to get it done. So we want to do a quick, a little video. We're just going to have you guys chant, "Bring it home," so that way we can send it up so that Andrew can see it. Does that sound good? All right. Here we go. Ready? Bring it home. 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 All right, so we are about to hop on this call. If it works.
Technical difficulties.
No, we're not the host. Whoever's running the thing.
So y'all ready to bring it home? Yeah! I said, are y'all ready to bring it home?
Hold on.
I'm running out of things to say.
Another cheer. How are we going to win this? People power. How are we going to win this? People power. How are we going to win this? People power. How are we going to win this? People power. Woohoo! How many of you guys are inspired by the energy in this room?
I'm very serious. I've been to big counties, small counties. I've been everywhere. Palm Beach County has the energy. No one expected us to win, but no one expected us to win Palm Beach County. But guess what? We did, because you all went out there. You knocked on doors. You made phone calls. You made texts. We need you to do that. Multiply it by 10. Invite 5 friends. Have them do the same thing. We're facing an uphill battle against a mini Trump. And that is not who we want in our governor's mansion. So we got to elect Andrew Gillum. And we got to elect Bill Nelson. And we got to elect Sean Shaw and Jeremy Ring and Nikki Freed and Democrats up and down the ballot. And the call is ready.
They're fired up. I think I heard a roar in the background.
As you guys know, whenever you want technology to work, however, we'll be on soon.
No, they're on. They're just not.
We are expecting a couple, just a really, really large group, and it just keeps on growing. So folks who
Quiet down, they're on.
that they're muted, I just want to remind you of that. And I'm reading from the chat for folks who have dialed in through the computer.
Sarah, we'll give it one more minute before we start, and I'll kick us off.
That sounds great. And again, before we kick off, I just want to remind folks, we have a large group. It has grown by a couple hundred since the last time I mentioned that. So everyone is going to be muted except for our speakers, and we're going to get started in just a minute. And Karen, I leave it to you to kick us off.
Okay, good evening and hello, Florida. The city that the mayor is currently mayor of, Mayor Gillum. My name is Karen Andre. I'm privileged and honored to be a senior advisor on this amazing journey that we're on. And I'm a native Floridian and joined this campaign a few short weeks ago to help bring it home. And because of what you all have done, we just rock the nation. We just made Florida history. We just made national history. And you all carried Mayor Gillum over the finish line and into electoral history in the United States. So give yourselves a round of applause. This time to celebrate yet again what we did here. The impact of what we did was seismic, it was epic, and the dominoes are still, the domino effect is still happening, but we want to talk about the relevance of it, right? We know that we came from way behind, where no one believed, but we know the relevance of the mayor's message, the timeliness of what he had to say, his strength and conviction of standing on his word and crafting a message that spoke to all Floridians is what resonated with you. His earnest stance on the issue, his sincerity and his conviction and his integrity is what spoke to many people when they heard him speak for the first time. Many of us can say that first time I heard him speak is when I did to lean in. And so moving along, we know that message resounded all over Florida and all across the political spectrum. We know that Mayor Gillum, as our next governor, can unite the Florida Democratic Party, because all sides of the Florida Democratic Party have a resonance with his message. We know that we're ready. We are ready for the general. We know that the army that carried him over the finish line on August 28th is growing. There are thousands more of you joining by the second and by the minute, and we are going to do it again and carry him over the finish line on our shoulders as volunteers, working shoulder to shoulder on November 6th. So we have important work to do. We have to get involved and stay involved and work immediately to partner on the ground within our communities and get the vote out, get folks registered, and repeat history. Now, without further ado, you're not here to listen to me. I'm going to turn it over to the current mayor of Tallahassee, our Democratic nominee, and our next governor for the state of Florida, Mayor Andrew Gillum.
And importantly, I want to thank, obviously, Karen, thank you for your friendship and for your support and everything that you did. And importantly, I want to thank every single one of you who have joined this call, taken a little bit of time out of your day to connect with us. Some of you all were on the front line with us from the very beginning, and others of you have, since the primary, have joined the team. And I want to extend my arms and a warm embrace to every single one of you. It's time to win, y'all. I'm so sick of 20 years of our party not being able to successfully put the voices of working people back in charge of this state. As I said all along this primary, that I know who loses when we lose these elections. And it's not just the name of the person on the ballot. It's not just me. The people who lose when we lose these elections are the families right now who are struggling to make ends meet. There's a small business owner who wants a state that frankly makes way for their entrepreneurship and their innovation to take flight. It's the teacher who right now is being paid on average a 45th lowest salary out of 50 states. And obviously the healthcare system that unfortunately causes too many of our families late night anxiety because they're terrified that if they get sick, they may be just a doorstep away from bankruptcy. Those are the folks who lose when we lose these elections. And I have been and tried to be crystal clear about that all the way through this primary. And importantly, we're going to have to be just that clear, if not more clear, as we fight our way through the general election. Now, I want to tell y'all, and there are these polls that are floating around and all that kind of stuff. My mantra during this primary election was, listen, polls don't vote, people do. And while we may take encouragement or disappointment from different polls, we have got to keep our eyes focused on the prize. And that is talking to voters, that is engaging voters, that is letting voters know what is at stake, and doing the very best that we can to organize folks all across this state to get out and vote like their lives depend on it. That is our mission. And we got to stay laser focused on it. Listen, there are going to be plenty of distractions. They've already begun. And they're going to continue to try to distract us and to shift us off of our message. It should never, ever, ever deter us from what we know has to be done. Ron DeSantis has already given enough ammunition as it relates to full, radical, extreme right positions, which are not good for the state of Florida. He has hugged, embraced deeply Donald Trump, who I consider to be a national embarrassment. Not only that, but a danger. But more importantly, talking about what we are going to do for the people of this state, how we are going to help transform lives, transform neighborhoods, transform cities, and transform this state. We got to keep a positive message out there. Yes, we will hit that when it's necessary. But by and large, we got to make sure we stay laser focused on making sure that we let voters know that we got a candidate and a campaign that speaks to them, that represents them, and that together we're going to help lift this state and flip this state in a direction that, again, that serves the everyday interest of everyday people. That being said, know that I'm not how do you say, delusional about how hard the other side is. They're fighting, they're going to pull out all the stops. There'll be no stops. They will push the limits of our patience. They will push the limits of our values. They will attempt to lure us into unhealthy and, in my opinion, unhelpful debates. We're going to avoid that and attempt as best we can to stay as focused as we can on our message and what we have to do. But I want you also to know that we're building a team that is going to be organized to respond when necessary, fight back when necessary, be aggressive when necessary, and make sure that we don't allow them to get away with the kind of smear tactics that they're all too used to. We are building that kind of a response operation, and we want to make sure that we're equipping you all with the knowledge and the skills and the tools that you need in order to be our frontline defense as well. This is our time. I don't say this is my time. This is our time. Those of us who are assembled on this phone, those of us who stand in the gap on behalf of so many of our communities, who quite frankly are just so sick and tired of what has happened under the leadership of Republicans in this state, who recognize that we've got to transform this state. And I'm prepared to go all across the state of Florida. We have already said we want a 67 county strategy. We want to be in all of these places where people are, because the truth is that even if you live in the reddest, most rural part of this state, or the most urban or suburban parts of this state, that if your family is insecure economically, or your kids are going to school where they're being high stakes tested to death. By the way, these are tests that don't tell us what our kids know, but how well they take a test. Or if you're looking at the blue-green algae and the red tide that is killing off our sea life, that is endangering our environment, that is causing not only our air quality, but our water quality and our sea life to be sacrificed, you're as frustrated regardless of what part of the state you live in. And that means we got to go there and talk to those voters, listen to them, and give them something to get out there and go for. Finally, I just want to say that this election is coming up. We are, 60 days, I believe, out from election day itself, and probably 45 days or so out from when ballots end up in mailboxes, right? So the election is happening right now, which means we've got to activate, we've got to organize, and every day we've got to have this race at the top of our minds, because this isn't just about 4 years. This is about the fact that the next governor will appoint 3 Supreme Court justices to the state Supreme Court, and many other judges beneath that. This is about the governor making appointments to water management districts across the state. The governor making appointments to the PSC, the Public Service Commission. The next governor of the state of Florida either signing into law or vetoing the next set of redistricting maps and through the next 10-year decennial census. And so the consequences here are great. Those are the long-term impacts, but there are also short-term, everyday impacts that we've got to ensure that we have a champion in the governor's office who is going to work to deliver. So know that I'm ready for the fight. I am not naive. We have spent a lifetime, I think, preparing for this moment. And now all of us collectively have to do everything that we can, that we not let up, that we not in any way tire over the next 60-plus days until we get the victory. I believe we will win. I believe that when we were in the primary, I believe it even more in this general, but it will not come easy. We will have to fight every single day to bring this thing home. But I'm fully in it with you, and I'm so honored, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, so honored to have you all at my back, at my side, and in front of me in some cases, leading us as we pull this state back into the arms and into the protection of everyday working people again. Now with that, it is my extreme honor to present one more person on this line who is, and frankly has been extremely passionate about this campaign, about this race, and about what it is that we're going to accomplish once we wrestle back control over this state. A woman who I am extremely proud to call a friend. A woman who herself has demonstrated such bravery and courage in her own personal life battles as a cancer survivor, as a former journalist in Jacksonville, Florida, and again, as one of the proudest, loudest supporters that are out there on Team Gillum. Y'all please help me welcome Donna Deacon, a good friend, a great supporter, and a woman who is going to help us bring this thing home. Donna?
Andrew, I love you, and I'm ready to run through a wall. I'm so proud of you, and I'm proud of everything that we've done. I can't even tell you how proud I am to be here tonight, to see the thousands of people who are dialed in, ready to make this happen for you, for us, for the state of Florida. And you know, there are very few times in our lives, guys, when we have the opportunity to be part of a truly transformational moment. A moment that will change lives for generations to come. Think about that. And that is the moment that we have in front of us right now. And we need to seize it. We need to seize it. You know, some of us have been with this campaign, as Andrew said, from the very beginning when nobody thought that a candidate with great ideas and no money had a prayer to win in the primary. But we saw a man who never took a day off. He was committed to meeting as many everyday Floridians as possible. He showed that he cared enough not only to meet them, but to listen to them. I can't tell you, as somebody who has covered politics for 30 years, how unusual it is to sit across from somebody who actually listens and isn't just interested in telling you what they think. They want to know what's important to you, and that's Andrew. And the first time that I ever met with Andrew last year, he said to me, Donna, nobody will outwork me. I promise you that. And he has stayed true to that. And because he didn't take a day off, because of his example, neither did you, neither did we. And that's what brought this home, guys. That's what brought it home. It was the hearts and souls of all of you folks who have just...
No. Kill you. Where were you going to go that was so important? I want to know.
Bring it home.
Hey, you know, Andrew Gillum has shocked the nation. I said back to her, I am not shocked for raising that up. And I know a lot of us were not shocked because we could feel the energy on the ground and the love that canvas by canvas, call by call, spread across the state as we shared Andrew's message of a Florida that works for everybody. Isn't it time for that? Is nothing compared to the work that is before us now. We know that. This is going to be a bigger task and one that is going to require a lot more of us, and I know we're up to it. And some of you on this call, I want to call out tonight, have supported other candidates. You came and you signed up immediately, you donated, you volunteered, even though your passion had been with somebody else, and I honor you for that. That is a very big deal. You came on board with us because you believe we must do away with the politics of division and fear. And it is time to bring back a government that focuses on compassion and common sense, and that's what we know that Andrew brings us. So we welcome you wholeheartedly tonight to Team Gillum, which is now, and frankly has always been, Team Florida. Okay, he's always been where everybody is Florida. And as I said to him when we first sat down together almost a year ago, Andrew, if I could just put you in front of every single voter in the state of Florida and they could see your authenticity and your passion and your message, you would win in the landslide. So for those of you on the call tonight that don't yet know this man well, you will, and you will be ready to run through a wall for him because that's what he is doing for us. And it's up to us now. It's up to us to put Andrew and whoever he chooses as his running mate in front of every single person in the state of Florida. We have and will continue to be a people power campaign, okay? okay? But we can only win this thing with unity from everybody, all wings of the Democratic Party. And my young Dems in Duval will back me up on this. I said this 2 weeks ago before we ever won the primary. Whatever happens, we've got to run together. So I don't care if you came into this as a Bernie person or a Hillary person or whatever person. It doesn't matter. We are all Team Florida. We are all Team Andrew. So what we need to do is we need to go out there and seize this moment that's before us. We need to link arms. We need to make history, and we need to bring it home for Andrew and for the state of Florida. So I love you guys. Let's go and do this. And before I finish, I just want to thank you once again, Andrew, for I can tell you're tired, buddy. And I want to honor you for all the work that you're putting in for the state of Florida. I promise you we will be there with you every single step of the way. And I'm so proud of everybody out there. And right now, I want to turn it over to our next speaker, Senator Bobby Powell from West Palm Beach. And actually won tonight, and congratulations on your victory.
Thank you, Donna. I am so excited to be on the call with everyone this evening. Just enthusiastic. I'm just over the hill, excited about what's up to come in the next few weeks. What I can tell you is that since Andrew Gillum, the mayor of Tallahassee and the next governor of Florida, has won the primary, the enthusiasm here in Palm Beach County has been unbelievable. I've had opportunities to talk with people who I haven't heard from or seen in years. I knew that Mayor Gillum was going to be successful. The first day we had a conversation about him running for governor, and you could see the momentum continue to build at the Leadership Blue Dinner. And then when we had the rally here in Riviera Beach, you could just see and feel the surge, the energy of the crowd, the energy of the mayor, the interactions with people. It was unbelievable. I can tell you that from day one, we know that empty pockets has never stopped anyone from being successful. The only thing that can do that is an empty heart and an empty head. And there's nothing more passionate, more powerful than the passionate committed mind. And we knew that Mayor Gillum would be the next governor of Florida. But now we can't leave anything up to chance. I've been on the phone with a number of different people asking what we do next. There are opportunities for volunteers. We need volunteers. There are volunteers all over the state, and it's time to are organized. We've got an opportunity. There are people who stood up at these Bring It Home bus tour events. These same people are now organizing within their community. As you said earlier, Donna, it's been organic in terms of organization, in terms of people creating things for Mayor Gillum, who will be the next governor of the state of Florida. Now, it's our time. Really, we have to double down on our efforts. Those of us who, me included, who had primary races and are now pretty much done, it's time for us to get on the bus and bring it home for Governor or Mayor Gillum to be the governor of the state of Florida. There's no chance or no time to waste. We have to make every movement and every motion count. There's no energy, there's no motion, there's no movement, there's no momentum that we need to waste. Everything needs to be put forward in terms of helping the state of Florida. I can tell you that as a state senator in the Florida legislature, what the mayor talked about earlier, all those things are super, super important. We talked about redistricting. I sit in a legislature where for the past 6 years, we've been dominated by the Republican Party. When I was in the House, we at some point had a veto-proof majority. There was a veto-proof majority of the Republicans where we really could not even fight back. And then in the Senate, we've got our opportunity to flip Florida blue, and it starts at the top of the ticket. We need everyone to be involved. There's no momentum that needs to be wasted. If you see someone who says they've got a little bit of time, every single minute, every single second counts. The mayor, who is going to be the next governor of Florida, has worked his butt off tirelessly. He said it. No one would outwork him, and no one did outwork him. And now we have to work just as much as he has. We have to be committed and convicted to make sure that we get to the next step, which will be the governor of the state of Florida. Now, we can't leave anything to chance. We did that in the presidential election, and now you see what we have. We cannot do that here in the state of Florida, so I'm asking everybody, double down on your efforts, get everyone involved who you can, and let's move forward
you guys to hear from first, and then I have a volunteer exercise that I want to get you guys engaged in. So stick around for just a few more minutes. We'll be wrapping up very soon. Everybody that's in the room, because we lost several people, come on forward a little bit so that I don't have to yell as much. But first off, how many found that very informational and very inspiring, especially Andrew Gillum? All right, everybody come forward just a little bit. Yeah, if you're in the back, come on forward. So, let me just tell you this. We have here with us somebody that's very important in the Democratic Party, state of Florida. You know how I talked a little bit earlier about how important it was that Andrew Gillum has a cabinet and Andrew Gillum has a senator to work with him, right? So I'm going to let you hear from the lady herself of why that's so important and why it's so important for us to give him a team he can work with, because we are going to win this thing, right? And we want to win it across the board. Please help me welcome our chair of the Florida Democratic Party, Terrie Rizzo.
Hello, Democrats. I know you've been through a lot tonight, but so give it to me one more time. Hello, Democrats. All right, thank you. And that's the energy we have, and it's you have had. And I want to thank you all. Thank you, and congratulate you all for what you did. You made history. You made history on a primary election night when we nominated Andrew Gillum to be the first African American governor in the state of Florida. You did that. You also made history by nominating Sean Shaw as and you've probably talked about this already, the first African American running for Attorney General, and Nikki Fried as the first woman running for Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Services. We have a phenomenal ticket. Before we get into that, I want to thank everybody here for everything you did. We made history in Palm Beach County by having record turnout in a primary, right? More than double what was done in 2014. And statewide, give yourselves a round of applause, because that's what you did. And statewide, the enthusiasm was there too. We had record turnout, and for the first time ever in history in the state of Florida, Democrats actually won in early voting. We beat the Republicans in early voting statewide for the first time ever, thanks to a lot of the folks in this room. And lots of us here. I want to thank the Communication Workers of America for allowing us to be here tonight. They're going to be with us, and we're going to work like never before. Am I right? Because, as Tom said, we have not just a governor to elect, and we got a great governor to elect. We got to elect an entire cabinet. The Republicans have been in power for 20 years. We know what has been done to the state of Florida. We haven't had the opportunity to take over in a very long time. Now is our moment. We must seize this moment. We must work to elect Andrew Gillum, State Attorney Sean Shaw, Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Services Nikki Fried, CFO candidate Jeremy Ring, and Senator Bill Nelson, re-elect Senator Bill Nelson. And Democrats up and down the ballot, including taking back the state Senate. We have an opportunity to take up at least five seats in the state Senate, and take back the state Senate, and pick up lots of seats in the House, and Democrats up and down the ballot. It is going to take each and every one of us. This is our moment. We must seize it. We must do everything we can. What can you do? Well, you've heard a lot about that tonight, haven't you? We know what we can do. What can we do? We can knock on doors, right? Right? Yeah. We can make phone calls, right? Yeah. We can sign up people to vote by mail, right? Yeah. We can register voters. We have 3 more weeks to register voters. We can do that, right? Yeah. All right. We need to man the polls in early voting. Are we going to do that? Yeah. Because we have 16 early voting sites in Palm Beach County that run for 2 full weeks, and we need a lot of people out there manning those polls. So I want to see a lot of you all out there, up and down the county as we do this. And then we have polls on Election Day. Are you going to be out there manning the polls on Election Day? Yeah. You going to be waving signs? Yeah. Are you going to be doing everything you can? Yeah. Are we ready to bring it home? Yeah. I want you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I am the blue wave. I am the blue wave. I promise to knock on doors. I promise to make phone calls. I promise to do everything I can. Our country is facing serious challenges. And our values are under attack like never before. But I will work my fingers to the bone. And if we work together, and if we work together, and if we work together, we will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. Bring it home. Bring it home. Bring it home. One more time. Bring it home. All right, Democrats. And we're going to do it.
All right, give it up for Terrie Rizzo. All right, I got one more exercise for you guys, and then it'll be social hour, or however long you want to do this.
Hey everybody, the call has actually still been going on while we've been doing it. Misha and I have been listening. Look for tomorrow is going to be the Lieutenant Governor announcement. So look for it. Anybody who's been signed up with the volunteer thing is going to get an email about it, but it is going to get announced tomorrow. In Orlando on Saturday is going to be a rally and celebration to celebrate the ticket with the governor, lieutenant governor. Details about that is also going to get released probably tomorrow. And of course, they wanted everybody to be very keyed in with the statewide day of action. And if anything more comes up, I think we're going to put the call back on. So,
are we putting the call back on? No, go ahead. Okay, so I've got one more exercise I want you guys to do. There's a map that you can look at on the Gillum website, and it shows you all the events in Palm Beach County. And right now,
a lot like that.
It's kind of blank. What can we do about that, folks? We can host some events. So let me just tell you a little bit about what it's going to take to host an event so that you guys understand. Primarily, if you have Wi-Fi at your house and you have some seating area, you can host an event. Typically, phone banking includes bringing your computer and your phone to a location that has Wi-Fi, right? And so if you're a host, we will set you up and make sure that you know how to run the phone bank, which is pretty easy. They told you earlier that there's a website that tells you how to do it, but we'll make sure that you know how to do it, right? If you already know how to use the Hustle, then you might want to do a Hustle as well. But if you don't, maybe you want to get trained in Hustle first. But there's a lot of opportunities. Maybe you're just getting a get-together to talk about Andrew, right? But it's very simple. You need Wi-Fi. What if you don't have, like maybe your house is messy like mine? A Panera Bread, a Starbucks, you could host it there. You just talk to the manager and say, hey, I'm going to host it. Is that okay? And then you set a time and a date, and then people come. So what we're going to do now is we want to fill this map up in Palm Beach County. We would like for everybody that's willing to host an event from, I guess, a week from today to 2 months from that time, okay? So if you would like to do that, I would like to get you to come over here near Misha, and I have a form that we'll have you fill out, right? And you're going to put your name, your phone number, your email, your event name, the venue, address, date, time, and then what we're going to do is we're going to talk to you guys a little bit while other people socialize, and then we're going to get everybody up here that's going to do an event, right? And they're just going to say, hey, I'm up off of North Lake Boulevard, and this is my address, and I'm going to have an event on Saturday, September, whatever, right? And then we'll let everybody that's going to host a house party state that. And then everybody else in the room that chooses not to do a house party, if you can just volunteer for one or more of those events, guess what? Every event that we put together today will be successful because we'll have plenty of people coming to all those events. How does that sound? All right, now for the big ask. Who is willing to host an event? All right, can I get everybody that's willing to host an event to come over near Misha? Johnny, can you pass these out? Everybody else socialize. Just fill out the, here's the Are you allowed to put your hands up there? Here, but face that way. Why don't you go first? You can do wherever you want. That's fine. So let's get a line going right this way. Come on, everybody get in line. Go across this way. Everybody that's not hosting a house party, come on forward. Hey. Bring it home, 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 bring it home. Hey, can I get y'all's attention? Woo! Everybody! Woo! All right, can I get everybody that's still out there to come on forward? We have folks that are going to host events. And guess what? They need people to attend those events. Who's willing to attend an event? All right, so I am going to start with Johnny. Johnny is our local CWA president, and he has been amazing for letting us use the facility here. Hey, folks, give it up for Johnny. He has a house party, or rather it's going to be a union hall party. So let him talk about it. Here you go. Here's Johnny.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming, and I'm so enthusiastic. I think we're going to bring this home. Just to give you a little bit what we're going to do. Mid to late September, we're going to be opening up the hall Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 6 to 8 p.m. We get my stewards and all my members to come out and do phone banking for us. Problem is that we're governed by different rules, so we can only reach out to our union members. But what I want to do is reach out to the public. And the reason I want to do that, I want to just give you a little story. We were honored enough to meet our future governor, Gillum, last year at our state meeting. And I had one of my members who is a strong conservative, big Trump fan actually. And after him listening to Gwen, King, all of them, I had to step out while our mayor was talking. And when I came back, everybody's cheering. It was so loud. And my conservative member came up to me and goes, "That's the guy we're endorsing, right?" And so right there, I knew that we got to reach out to more than just our members. We got to reach out to everybody. So what I'm asking is for volunteers from the regular public that can come out here. We're going to open up our hall. So you see we have plenty of room. We meet the criteria because we have Wi-Fi. And we do a good job of raising some funds, so we'll feed everybody. We'll get some drinks and everything like that. So I'm hoping that you can join our event because it just can't be about labor. It's got to be about everybody, and we got to touch everybody. So we have my guy Victor over there in the red shirt, Kevin. So if you'd like to join our parties, we will set up our dates. Our political guy's out there running traffic right now because we got so much. But he'll set up dates and we'll contact you, and hopefully you guys can make it out to us. So if you're interested in coming back and doing it here at our hall, please go to Victor and sign up there. Thank you guys for coming. I'm so inspired because I think we're going to bring this home.
All right, give it up for CWA, Tony. Now we've got Lori.
I'm just inviting everybody to a house party at my house. It's actually, I live on Lake Osborne, so it's a really nice view of the lake. It's right, so we can have time to chill a little bit, have some wine, beer, cheese, and do some canvassing. Saturday, October 13th, which is the lucky 13th. It's at 6780 Eastview Drive, so I invite you all to come. It'll be a fun time. And we're going to bring it home.
My name is Stuart. I live in Boynton Beach. Anyone who wants to sign up for a house party in Boynton, we're meeting on Sunday, September 16, from 2 to 5 p.m. So if you live in the area or you want to come to a house party, we're open and willing. We'll have wine and cheese. For you.
Hello everyone, I'm Tony. It's not actually my house, but I'm inviting you guys anyway. Alright? And it's going to be in West Palm Beach, 5489 Berry Blossom Way, East. And that's going to be October 20th, 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we have a basketball court, we have a pool, we have a barbecue. You know, we just gonna have a big party. Anyone that's a supporter, you guys are all welcome.
Hi. I'm inviting everyone to my house party in Delray, September 29th on a Saturday. I've got a big open common space area, pool, grill, you name it. So welcome all to come. We'll do some phone banking, we'll do some texting. Yes, welcome to do all the food, all the drinks. Bring your swimsuits if you want to, why not? So it's it'll be a good time. So feel free. Delray, I live right downtown, so it'll be really fun.
Hi, good evening. My name is Rachel, and this is my friend Aura, and we are going to be hosting. I'm going to hesitate calling it a house party because I'm not promising we're going to have a barbecue and go swimming in the pool. We're actually targeting the yoga and wellness community and bringing the message to newer audiences. So we really want to educate people about getting out to vote, about Andrew Gillum, and about how they can get involved and take it to new audiences. So we haven't set a date yet. We've got 2 studios in Delray that we're looking at, Casa Mana Bliss and Utara Yoga. If anybody in the room owns a studio or is in the wellness field, and wants to talk about hosting something, come and talk to us.
Hi, I'm Mike Fitzpatrick. I have a house in Boynton Beach, and I was going to do it September 16th, but we already got somebody in Boynton. Hey, Stuart. So, I guess we'll be to be announced on the website.
Hi, I'm Amanda Panda on Facebook. I know a lot of you. And I'm going to do canvassing training for anyone who has not canvassed before on September 29th in Boynton Beach. Maybe sooner, I just had to pick a date. So canvassing training for newbie canvassers. All right.
Hi, I'm Jenny Powell. I'm hosting an event at my house in Lake Worth on October 20th. I don't think it really matters if we have two people have an event on the same day. So I'm not sure